Hi bakers! If you are a matcha lover looking for a soft, fluffy loaf with a delicate matcha flavor, you have come to the right place. This matcha milk bread is wonderfully light, tender, and easy to make, perfect for breakfast, toast, or a simple afternoon treat. I have made my classic milk bread loaf many times, but this time I gave it a little matcha twist. Sometimes a small change is all you need. Alright, let's bake. We will begin with the Tangzhong. In a small saucepan over low heat, whisk together 100 ml of milk and 20 grams of bread flour. Keep stirring constantly. It only takes about 1 to 2 minutes, but if you stop stirring, the mixture can easily clump or stick to the bottom of the pan. And this little step is what helps give milk bread that wonderfully soft and fluffy texture we all love. See how it's thickening into a smooth, glossy paste? That's exactly what we want. Transfer the Tangzhong to a small bowl and let it cool completely to room temperature before adding it to the dough. While our Tangzhong cools, let's activate the yeast. Warm 125 ml of milk in the microwave for about 30 seconds until it's lukewarm. Add 30 grams of caster sugar and 1 teaspoon of active dry yeast directly into the jug. You don't want the milk to be hot, as very hot milk can kill the yeast. Give it a really good stir, cover it with a clean kitchen towel and let it sit for about 5 minutes. And there we go. If your mixture looks foamy and bubbly like this, your yeast is alive, active and ready to make our bread rise. Now let's bring over our stand mixer. Combine 335 grams of bread flour, 8 grams of matcha powder, and half a teaspoon of fine sea salt. Give the dry ingredients a quick whisk to distribute everything evenly, then make a well in the center. Into the well, add 1 large egg, our activated yeast mixture, and a completely cooled Tangzhong. Attach the dough hook and start the mixer on low speed, just until the ingredients start coming together into a shaggy dough. Once the dough starts to come together, it's time to add the butter. We are using 55 grams of softened unsalted butter. Add the butter gradually, a little at a time, allowing the dough to absorb each piece before adding the next. Once all the butter has been incorporated, increase the mixer speed to medium and knead for another 10 minutes or until the dough becomes smooth and elastic. Now for the Windowpane test. Take a small piece of dough and gently stretch it between your fingers. If it tears easily, continue kneading for another minute or 2 and test again. Once the dough is ready, it should stretch thin enough for light to pass through without tearing. Look at that! My dough stretches beautifully without breaking, which tells us the gluten has developed well and the dough is ready for its first proof. Drizzle 1 teaspoon of vegetable oil around the bowl, then gently roll the dough until the entire surface is lightly coated. This prevents sticking and keeps the dough from drying out as it rises. Cover the bowl with a lid or cling film and place it somewhere warm until the dough has doubled in size. I'm using a little trick here. I'm placing a cup of hot water inside the oven to create a warm, cozy environment for the dough. Just remember, the oven must be switched off. Let's take a look at our dough. Oh wow, look at that! This is exactly what we want, beautifully puffed and full of air. Lightly dust it with flour. Then gently press the dough to knock out the air. This helps create a more even crumb and gives us a nicely fermented dough. Now loosen the dough from the sides of the bowl, then turn the bowl upside down and let the dough release onto your work surface, sticky side up. Then gently stretch the dough slightly without tearing it, and fold the edges towards the center. With the final fold, turn the dough over so the smooth side is facing up. Now we are going to shape it into a smooth ball by tucking the edges underneath and gently dragging it towards you to create some surface tension. Repeat this motion about 10 to 15 times until you have a smooth, tight ball. Next, divide the dough into 3 equal pieces. This dough weighs 709 grams, so each piece should be around 236 grams. Try to keep the pieces as even as possible. This helps the loaf bake evenly and gives you a nice balanced shape. Work with one piece at a time, keeping the rest covered. Now we are going to shape each piece into a smooth ball by pulling the edges down towards the bottom. Then, just like we did earlier, tuck the edges underneath by dragging the dough towards you until you have a smooth ball. Just like this. Cover it with a tea towel and continue to shape the rest. Now let them rest for another 15 minutes. While our dough balls are resting, here's a quick tip about using a Pullman loaf tin. Make sure the dough isn't wider than the tin when shaping. Work with one piece at a time, keeping the others covered. The dough ball feels even lighter after resting. Turn the dough ball over, use your fingertips to gently flatten and stretch it into a rough rectangle. Then use a rolling pin to roll it out. And this is one of those moments where you might be tempted to add more flour because the dough feels a little sticky. But resist that temptation. We want to keep this dough soft, and too much extra flour can make it drier and prevent the layers from sticking together properly when we roll it. Gently roll the dough until it measures approximately 13 by 20 centimeters. Fold both long sides towards the center so the width fits neatly into the bread tin. Starting from the top, roll the dough tightly into a log. Then pinch the seam to seal. This helps keep the roll nice and tight as it proofs in the tin. Then place the rolled dough into the tin, seam side down. Repeat with the remaining 2 pieces, arranging them side by side. And there we have it, 3 beautiful little logs ready for their second proof. This takes around 60 to 90 minutes or until they reach the rim of the tin. Towards the end of the second proof, preheat the oven to 180 degrees Celsius fan. Okay, it's been about an hour, let's have a look. Oh wow, look how beautifully it has risen. It's right up to the rim, and this is exactly where we want it. With a very light hand, gently press down any dough that has puffed above the rim, just enough to allow the lid to close. And into the oven it goes. Bake at 180 degrees Celsius fan for about 23 to 25 minutes. Oh wow, just look at that, and it smells incredible. Nothing beats the smell of freshly baked bread. After all that mixing, kneading, proving and shaping, let's just take a moment to appreciate it. Now I want to show you something interesting. I also baked another loaf where the dough hadn't quite reached the rim before I closed the lid. And look at the result. The corners are beautifully rounded instead of square. If you prefer that classic square Pullman shape, simply let the dough rise to the rim or slightly above before closing the lid. But whether you prefer a square or rounded loaf, it's really just a matter of personal preference. For me, both are winners. The shape is different, but that soft, fluffy milk bread texture is still exactly the same. Now for the best part, let me show you what the inside looks like. We always talk about how soft milk bread is, but just look at this. The crumb is so soft, light and fluffy. This is exactly the texture we are looking for in a good milk bread loaf. It has a thin, delicate crust, while the inside is still wonderfully soft and airy. And look at that beautiful matcha color running right through the loaf. It's just perfect. Want to make this matcha milk bread at home? Here's the recipe. Go ahead and take a screenshot and save it for later. And if you enjoyed this recipe, please give the video a like and share it with your friends and family. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you never miss a new recipe. I would love to have you join me as we continue baking together. Looking for another delicious bread recipe? Click the screen to watch this one next. I'm sure you will love it. Happy baking, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.